Shaun, a couple of contrasting results on the road, but first things first, we'll cover the win at Basingstoke. A pretty pleasing performance, I'm sure.
The performance wasn't great on the day, to be fair. The result was very, very good. We had one or two things that we could do a little bit better. Didn't control the game perhaps as much as we would have liked to have done, but the result was the perfect result for us.
It was 3 goals in quick succession that gave us the lead, and in the end something to play and hold on to in the second half. Could have added more, but in the end, as you say, the positive is the result.
Yeah, we could have scored a few more goals. The thing that disappointed us really was the fact that we gave the goal away just for half time, because I think if we'd have gone in 3-0, it would have been a lot more comfortable than what it ended up being.
Unfortunately, then followed that up with a rather disappointing result away at Chertsey on the Tuesday. How did you see that one?
Yeah, we was really disappointed, as we said after the game and having reviewed the game. We didn't do anything that reflects what we do in training. We were very poor with the ball, and defensively we looked at 6s and 7s really. We didn't really press, we didn't really be compact and deny it, and really disappointed certainly the way the goals went in.
So you mentioned the goals, of course. The first one, a bit of an unfortunate one, an own goal, but then moving on from that, going forward, we then looked like we had a couple of half chances before they then added a second.
Yeah, I probably feel that we didn't deserve anything the way we played on the night. Probably Chertsey had more attempts on goal than we've had any teams had in a long, long while. Actual attempts on goal, Ben was quite busy on the night. Although teams in the past have had possession of the ball, they've not really created much against us, where I thought we were so poor defensively that they created quite a bit on that night.
Looking then forwards now, because we've had a blank weekend, we were building up to what would have been Bracknell, but they've gone to an FA Cup replay, so that game Tuesday is now off. And then of course we've lost another one in a couple of weeks' time, but focus can now solely sit on this game in the FA Trophy against Tiverton this weekend.
Yeah, we've obviously we trained Thursday and Friday last week after the Chertsey game, tried to put one or two things right from there, and this week our attention was completely on the game against Tiverton Saturday.
How have the preparations looked amongst the squad so far?
Well, we've only been today, so it's only Monday. So yeah, we trained well Friday last week. We had another good training session today, so hopefully we'll be ready.
How's the squad looking overall? Of course, seeing those bodies coming back in now, and then a few of them have been able to come back in to start. Josh Dockel, of course, a really important one in that.
Yeah, the injuries we're now getting over the injuries. I think we've only got Nigel now not training. One or two have got one or two little niggles here and there, but it shouldn't be too major like the problems we've had in the past.
Of course, something we always talk about every now and then when we have these catch-ups is our communication route into our supporters. Fans forum, something we obviously run every so often. We've not had one so far this season. I understand we're in the process of trying to pin a date in the coming month or so.
Yeah, hopefully we'll get one pretty soon, where we can sort of speak to the fans, give them an opportunity to come and speak to us, ask any questions or voice their opinions around it. So yeah, it's something that's in the future, I think, very soon.
And obviously the opportunity on that night is maybe to ask things and discuss things that we don't have the chance to, or we maybe don't discuss in these sorts of catch-ups where you don't want the whole world to know what's going on.
Yeah, I mean, it's a bit more informal than the like.
Excellent. Well, cheers for taking the time to catch up with us, Shaun, and we'll, I'm sure, speak to you very soon.
Cheers, Josh.
Cheers.